What you are about to hear is a story that will shock you to your core. It's a painful reality story. As I tell you this story, my heart is heavy with shame and sadness. How could someone meant to love and protect become a source of pain and fear? Please, pay close attention because this story is deeply important. If you haven't already, make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss important stories like this. Aisha was a bright, cheerful young girl. She was the only child of her loving parents, and her grandparents adored her. She was the light of their lives, the one they doted on endlessly. Her parents ensured she lacked nothing. They took her on trips, bought her books and toys, and celebrated every little achievement in her life. Her grandparents showered her with affection, telling her how special she was, how she was the heartbeat of the family. Life was peaceful, and Aisha knew she was cherished. One fateful morning, everything changed. Aisha was preparing for school, her excitement bubbling as she packed her bag. She had recently started feeling independent and wanted to walk to school alone, just like the older children did. She asked her mother, but before she could answer, her grandfather, Baba Karim, stepped in with a warm smile. He assured her mother that he would walk her instead. It was a familiar routine, nothing unusual. Aisha took his hand without hesitation, trusting him as she always had. They walked down the path, talking about school and her favorite teacher. But as they neared an empty alley, Baba Karim slowed his pace. His grip tightened around her wrist, and she looked up at him, puzzled. He led her to a secluded corner, away from the open road. He knelt down, placing his hands on her shoulders, and in that moment something about his eyes felt different. The warmth she had always known was gone, replaced by something dark and unsettling. He told her to sit with him. Confused, she obeyed. But then, something unimaginable happened. His hands trembled slightly as he reached for her, his voice dropping to a whisper, telling her not to be afraid. Aisha's heart pounded. She tried to shift away, but his grip was firm. Panic set in as she realized something was terribly wrong. She struggled, her small hands pushing against his chest. Her cries filled the air, but he placed a rough hand over her mouth, warning her to stay silent. Summoning all her strength, she let out a loud scream. It was enough to shake him. He let go. Trembling, Aisha ran to school, her heart pounding with fear and confusion. Her mind raced, unable to understand why her grandfather, the man she loved and trusted, would hurt her this way. When she returned home, she was different. Something inside her was broken. Her parents noticed her quietness, the way she avoided eye contact, the way she jumped at the slightest touch. But she said nothing. Fear had gripped her. Every night she lay awake, haunted by what had happened. That evening, when her parents left her alone with Baba Karim, terror filled her heart. He approached her, his voice low and threatening. "Say a word and you will regret it," he warned. Aisha knew she had to protect herself. She hid in the bathroom, pressing her hands over her ears, trying to drown out the sound of his footsteps. She couldn't stay there forever. She decided to go to the neighbor's house, hoping to stay there until her parents returned. But just as she stepped outside, she saw him standing at the door, waiting. His piercing gaze questioned her. She stayed silent, pretending everything was fine, but inside, she was drowning in fear. She clung to her neighbor's company, refusing to go back home until her parents arrived. When her mother asked why she had gone there, she simply said she wanted to play with her friend. Her mother laughed, unaware of the silent storm brewing inside her little girl's heart. Days passed, but the fear never left her. Every interaction with Baba Karim became a silent battle. He would touch her shoulder at dinner, and she would flinch. He would whisper things in her ear when no one was looking, cruel warnings disguised as fatherly affection. Her mother noticed her discomfort but dismissed it, unable to imagine that the man who had raised her could be capable of such evil. One night, the family had a gathering. Aisha's uncle, a man of authority, visited. As everyone chattered, Aisha sat quietly, watching Baba Karim laugh and talk as if nothing had happened. She felt rage bubble inside her. How could he act so normal? How could no one see what he had done? At school, Aisha learned about an upcoming picnic. For a moment, she felt happiness. It was a chance to escape her fears, even if just for a little while. But it didn't last long. Her best friend, Kemi, noticed her sadness. She gently asked, "Aisha, what's wrong?" And for the first time, Aisha spoke. Tears welled in her eyes as she told Kemi everything. Kemi told her father, an imam, what had happened. The imam was deeply troubled. He knew that if he handled it the wrong way, Aisha's family could suffer great shame. He had to find a way to ensure justice while protecting Aisha's dignity. He decided to take matters into his own hands, discreetly seeking help from a trusted elder in the community. That evening, as Aisha walked home, she met Baba Karim. His eyes were cold. "Why have you been avoiding me?" he asked. She stayed silent, but he didn't stop. He tried to get close to her again, whispering inappropriate things. At that moment she realized he had no remorse. He was still a danger to her. The more she avoided him, the more aggressive he became. And then, in broad daylight, he grabbed her wrist and tried to pull her towards the alley once more. Aisha screamed this time, loud, desperate, a plea for help. A passerby turned his head, then another. Murmurs spread, people gathered, and Baba Karim suddenly let go, realizing he was being watched, but it was too late. The crowd demanded answers. Someone ran to call Aisha's parents, another called the imam. Within moments, Baba Karim was confronted. He tried to lie, but Aisha, shaking, tear-streaked, found her voice. She pointed at him, her words slicing through the air. "He hurt me." The imam, standing firm, spoke. "This must not be ignored. No child should ever go through this. If you ever suspect abuse, don't stay silent. Speak up, seek help, and protect the innocent. Let's work together to create a safer world." Share this video to spread awareness. And if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Together, we can make a difference.